What's up guys, Duarte here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and in this video I'm going to guide you through the tech nodes on the second Doom raid on difficulty 3, and I'm going to show you how you can one-shot all of these nodes back to back. Every single day from the past week I have been able to one-shot every single of the nodes back to back following my new strategy, and therefore I think I'm confident enough that it will work out for you as well. All these videos will be available on my YouTube channel on a playlist Doom 2 difficulty 3, so make sure you check out in case you want to improve your strategies on the other nodes. I'm able to one-shot every single node on the second Doom raid, so I'm very confident that if you check out those videos you can greatly improve your strategies and start being able to do the same. And if my videos help you in any way, I hope you consider becoming a member of the channel. It's $5 a month, but it makes a huge difference, making the channel more sustainable and making me able to make more content like this for you. If you can't afford it, you can always like and subscribe or comment on my videos. That also helps a lot. Okay, so I'm going to show you the characters that I use, and even that I have several clips, some more successful than others, even that I have been able to one-shot them in each of those videos. I'm going to show you the worst case scenario that happened for me so far during this time, and show you exactly how you can lower the chances of you being unsuccessful. So let's get started. Okay, so on the screen we have all the characters that we are going to be required to use. We have OG Star-Lord, we have Dr. Doom, Kestrel, Lady Deathstrike and Shuri. This is the team that I use for the first node, and for the second node and for the boss node I use Shuri, Lady Deathstrike, Star-Lord T'Challa, Dr. Doom and Misty Knight. Now, you can also use Star-Lord OG instead of Misty Knight, but if you want to have a more consistent experience, Misty Knight will help you with that. That's the team I use once again for the first node, and this team is for the second node and for the boss node. The positioning of the characters is extremely important. On the first node you want to have Star-Lord OG next to Dr. Doom to make sure that he always has the energy for the ultimate. You want to have Kestrel in the middle because she has the highest survivability, and you want to expose her as much as possible to the negative effects and damage from the enemies. Also with the highest survivability we have Lady Deathstrike, and then we have Shuri that stays in the corner to avoid as much as possible to take any kind of damage and negative effects. And on the second and boss node we have Shuri once again in the corner, and we have a Misty Knight in the other corner because she has some problems with survivability as well. And then we have the beefier characters in the middle, Dr. Doom and Lady Deathstrike, plus Star-Lord T'Challa in the middle of them, so we can copy the buffs from the adjacent allies, which both Lady Deathstrike and Dr. Doom will be able to get a lot of buffs. That's all in terms of team positioning and team composition. So now let's take a look at the nodes and see exactly how this team works. Okay, so let's get started, and like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm gonna show you what I had from experience as the worst case scenario. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm gonna jump the Mystic node so my lane partners can do that if they want, because it's easier. So I'm gonna jump for the tech nodes right away. I'm gonna select the team that I just showed to you with Kestrel, Star-Lord OG, Dr. Doom, Lady Deathstrike and Shuri. So we are going to get started. Once again, this is the worst case scenario that I have experienced so far, but I still think it's pretty solid. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so we start with the special of Shuri to give energy. You can be lucky and get energy right away for Dr. Doom. And this is how you always guarantee that you have the ultimate on Dr. Doom, is to keep OG Star-Lord next to him. you are increasing the chances of him always get energy. You have the special from Shuri that can give Doctor Doom energy. You have OG Star-Lord that on turn he has 50% chance of giving the adjacent ally energy. And you also have this special that gives 2 energy to also adjacent allies. So you have 3 ways of always guaranteeing that you have energy on Doctor Doom, so you can use his ultimate on turn 1. Okay, so our OG Star-Lord got ability block, that's fine. Like I said, this is the worst experience I have had so far. We got the defense down over there, and OG Star-Lord died, but that's fine because we got the energy from Shuri. So we do the ultimate, we use the basic to remove Drax, Scarlet Witch got destroyed, and then we want to go after Silver Surfer and do as much damage on him as possible. Here I was considering if I'm going to use the bots for additional pings from Kestrel or not. This is a double-edged sword, sometimes it's useful or other times not. It all depends on if you are able to apply the heal block to Silver Surfer. So this was a small experience that I was doing. I usually just go big boom boom on Silver Surfer and delete him right away. Okay, so we keep attacking Silver Surfer. We got ability block on Lady Deathstrike, and that's a little bit problematic. So this is once again why I said it's the worst case scenario that I've experienced so far. And I've been doing this all week to much higher levels of success than the one I'm showing on this video. After we are done with that, we go after Cloak. We want to remove him as fast as possible, and since we cannot use the ultimate from Lady Deathstrike, we are going to use their basic. We still want to remove Bishop first, and then we just want to survive as long as possible so we can finish off Colin Wing and Crystal. Your priority target between these 2 girls is always Colin Wing because she has the highest damage output and also the worst negative effects for your team. Okay, so we are done here. Now we are going to heal up a little bit, make sure our characters survive. Doctor Doom, he went on the yellow, so we are going to get some additional energy. And then we are going to continue to the second node. Now, there are 2 situations. If your OG Star-Lord survived and gave energy to Doctor Doom, you don't need your OG Star-Lord on the second node. So, if he survived, you just remove OG Star-Lord and Kestrel, and you drop in the Star-Lord T'Challa and Misty Knight. But in case, like we just saw, that your OG Star-Lord dies, you should revive him so you can use him on the second node as well to provide energy on Doctor Doom, to make sure that you have the ultimate as fast as possible. So we are going to take a look at this because in my opinion this is the worst experience that you can have. Okay, so here we go. We are going to heal up the characters and we are going to revive this one. Of course this is inconvenient, but right now if you want to avoid spending any healing items, you have to use Scientist Supreme and aim security, and I have the policy of not investing as much as I invested on these characters on minions. Okay, so sorry about that, I was giving some tips to my alliance mates about the ISO 8 for Mordo. So we are going to replace some characters. Like I said, if Star-Lord OG survived, you can remove him because your Doctor Doom should have enough energy to do the ultimate. In case he doesn't have enough energy, then you still want to use OG Star-Lord on the second node and use the new Star-Lord T'Challa as well. Okay, so here we go. Once again, if you have full energy on Doctor Doom, you should use Misty Knight instead because she is much more consistent than OG Star-Lord. Okay, so we got energy on Lady Deathstrike and on Star-Lord T'Challa. It was unnecessary. Okay, so something I have to explain here. A lot of people have asked me what happens if all the minions spawn on the other side of Captain Sam. What you want to do is to attack. Your priority target is going to be Doctor Strange. If the minions are all on the left side and you prioritize Doctor Strange, the swipe of Lady Deathstrike will always go to the right. This will allow you to turn rewind Captain Sam twice, which is the main goal of this strategy. So that's what you have to do in case Nick Fury only spawns 2 minions and the minions both spawn as far away as possible from Captain Sam. You can still focus your primary target on Doctor Strange and you'll still be able to swipe twice on Captain Sam, because the left side of the swipe is where you kill the minion, so you will always go to the right. Okay, so with this explanation done, because this is a question I get quite often, let's continue. Okay, so here you want to make sure that your Star-Lord T'Challa does not have offense up, otherwise it will mess up the rotation of the team. So you want to use your special to steal energy, even if you don't need energy. You just want to make sure that he doesn't have offense up. But if you use the basic or the ultimate, you will get offense up and you don't want that. Okay, so we attack with the basic Captain Sam until he has disrupt, and then we do the big boom boom, and with the Lady Deathstrike we are going to remove these characters, especially Captain Sam and Sharon Carter. After we'll deal with the remaining enemies that stay alive. Okay, so Captain Sam is gone and Sharon Carter has tons of bleeds and defense down on her. That means she will more likely than not pass away. Okay, so we removed Nick Fury because you don't want any of the assists. We also got a blind on Gamora. You should always also try to get her with a disrupt so she doesn't get offense up. And because she's going to die with a blitz, we focus our attention on Corvus Glaive. We want to give disrupt to him so he is not able to go on stealth, and to give us the chance of also removing that offense up using the Skirmisher Isolate. So unfortunately we were not able to, so we keep dealing damage to him. He goes on stealth under 50% HP, but he has disrupt. We got the ability block on Lady Deathstrike, and once again this is the worst case scenario. This is also something that you don't want to happen to your team. So Thanos used his ultimate, that's fine. You want to apply disrupt to him so he doesn't taunt and you don't get stuck behind the taunt. Every time one of your minions die from Doctor Doom, that will give energy to Thanos, and that will allow Thanos to do his ultimate more often. This is something that you can take advantage of in case you need to recover energy for your Doctor Doom. Okay, so I usually swipe, rescue the girl over here and Thanos, or just rescue and Thanos. So the girl, she'll get a blind and she's not able to give you the defense down. So this is a tip that you can take. I'm going to repeat once again. The swipe of Lady Deathstrike, you focus on rescue and on Thanos, and that will make Ironheart to go first before rescue. So she's going to be blinded and she will waste the ultimate because rescue is not able to clear it. So this is an additional tip that you can use to increase your survivability on this node. Okay, so let's continue. We want to focus as much as possible on Ironheart after, and then we just want to slowly kill Thanos, making sure that we have the ultimate ready on Doctor Doom because we are going to require it on the boss node. Okay, so at this point I'm just saving the cooldowns. Unfortunately we lost Shuri and the OG Star-Lord because I didn't do that swipe on rescue. That's why you should do it. And we have the cooldowns on Lady Deathstrike and Star-Lord T'Challa. So we are going to revive Shuri, and we are going to use Misty Knight to do the boss node. Okay, so now we are going to do the boss node, and this is the team I show you at the beginning of the video. We have Shuri, Lady Deathstrike, Star-Lord T'Challa, Doctor Doom, and Misty Knight. Misty Knight is a very useful character on this node because you can apply stun and ability block to very problematic characters. You can also apply defense down to some characters to increase your damage output. But in case you don't want to invest on Misty Knight, you can still use your OG Star-Lord in case he's alive, and put him next to Doctor Doom to make sure that you have your ultimate ready more often on this boss node. But I have to warn you that because of the damage output on this node, it's quite hard to keep him alive. Even that if you blind the correct targets, you will be able to do it quite easy. Okay, so let's get started and see exactly how it goes and which targets you have to focus on. It's quite simple if you understand the strategy. We are going to focus our damage output on Doctor Doom and on Polaris, and after that we will keep attacking the most problematic characters. Okay, so as we get started, we have that Greg over there, and we are going to use the same strategy that we used before. We are going to use the Lady Deathstrike special to double turn rewind the enemies. We are going to focus on Doctor Doom, so Greg, he can spawn on the right side of Doctor Doom, on the diagonal of Doctor Doom to his right, and behind Doctor Doom. You always want to make your main target Doctor Doom, so whenever your second swipe goes, you go to the right side and you'll attack Captain Marvel, Polaris, and Doctor Doom as well. Okay, so let's get started. We give the defense up, we were full energy on all characters, so we do the double swipe. We attack twice Doctor Doom and those characters over here. So at this point you have two options. If you think that you can kill Polaris before she does her ultimate, then you can apply your blind to Colin Wing. In case you don't think you can kill Polaris before anything, before you are done with this attack, then you should blind her and steal her energy. This is going to be very important. You really don't want Polaris applying disrupt to your team, because that's going to lower your survivability by a big amount. So because I know I'm going to be able to get rid of Polaris with my damage output, I decided to apply blind and defense down on Calling Wing, because she is my next priority target. So let's continue. Okay, so we stole the energy, we got some attacks there on Doctor Doom, we got some attacks on Shuri, we used the ultimate because we had it ready from the previous turn. You always want to apply disrupt first on Captain Marvel, and after you can apply disrupt to Doctor Doom, but it's not super relevant. So if you prefer, you can apply disrupt to Colin Wing as well, so she does not get more deflects. Okay, so Doctor Doom is on green. Now if Greg spawns on the side where he is right now, you might want to focus on Polaris with the ultimate of Lady Deathstrike, so Lady Deathstrike does not jump to the other side with her ultimate. Okay, so we do the double swipe once again, because I was not exactly sure if I was going to be able to finish off Doctor Doom or not. I used the ability block from Misty Knight to guarantee that he stays not alive, or even if he stays alive, that he is not able to do anything. So I keep my focus on Polaris. Now I'm 100% sure that she will die with the bleeds, so I keep my damage going on Colin Wing, get rid of her as fast as possible, and then go after Miss Marvel, because she's going to heal herself up, and we don't want any of that because that's gonna waste a lot of time. You should also consider attacking Black Widow, but that really depends on if you're able to apply vulnerability on her, or if she got energy from Miss Marvel. So your priority targets is Colin Wing, Miss Marvel and Black Widow if you can reach her. Okay, so we keep attacking Miss Marvel. We apply heal block to her to make sure that her special, the one that heals, is useless. You should try to keep as many of your minions alive as possible because they soak a lot of these attacks from the enemies. Here you can really see that they were targeting really hard my Missy Knight, and unfortunately you don't want the Greg to spawn like this in the middle, but we were still able to make the most out of it. Here you want to apply, you can apply pretty much the energy removal to anyone. If you want to prevent some damage, you can do it for Shatterstar, or long shot, not really. Okay, so let's continue. I decided to stun Mary Hilt, so in case we do some blocks or anything, she's not able to heal. We got a stun on Shuri. This is going to be a problem because we are not going to get those deflects anymore, and she'll probably die right now. Once again, like I said at the beginning of the video, this is like the worst case scenario that happened to me throughout this week. So I go full damage on Mary Hill because I don't want her to use the ultimate. So now I am one energy away from Doctor Doom using his ultimate. I'm just gonna wait for that. Ability block Shatterstar because he's going to apply defense down to us, and I don't want any of that. Unfortunately, Missy Knight died. Now I get my Shuri targeted, which is very unfortunate, but because we have that energy coming from Doctor Doom, we are still going to be able to finish this off. Even that, once again, this was a very bad case. Okay, so we double swipe using those characters at low health in order to double turn rewind the long shot and Shatterstar. And now with just 40 seconds left, we are just going full nuke on all these characters. Split the damage to make sure that all of them get wrecked. I tried to keep that minion alive to take advantage from it, but it was not possible. So at this point I just press auto, and I'm able to finish all the enemies and one-shot this boss of the tech lane on the second Doom raid on difficulty 3. Okay, so Polaris, she's very beefy, so you should try to turn rewind her as often as possible with the Lady Deathstrike. So there we go. We one-shot every single of the nodes on the second Doom raid, difficulty 3. And I hope the strategy was clear enough for you to understand exactly what you have to do in order to be successful as well. Okay, so just to finish off the video, to take a look at the T-Force that I have on my characters. So on OG Star-Lord I have the passive and the special for the additional energy and for additional blinds. On Doctor Doom I have Ulti Force, on Kestrel I have Ulti Force, on Lady Deathstrike I have Ulti Force, on Shuri I have the passive and the ultimate for additional healing, which becomes very important. On Star-Lord T'Challa I have the basic, the special and the ultimate. The passive is not necessary, you should never do the passive, but these three including the basic are very important. And finally, in terms of T-Force for Misty Knight, I have her passive and I have her basic, which I think okay, it always applies defense down, so it's a very important T4 as well. So yeah guys, that's gonna be the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. A full guide on how to one-shot every single node on the tech lane, on the second Doom raid, on difficulty 3. And I hope all the information was clear enough for you to understand exactly how this team works. Once again, I ask you to consider becoming a member of the channel and support my work. But if you can't, always like, subscribe, comment the videos. That also helps the channel. So that's going to be all for now. Stay tuned for the next videos where we will be going through the mutant nodes, skill nodes, bio nodes, and also the mystic nodes. where you'll be using alternative characters and alternative strategies that will greatly improve your success on this second Doom raid on difficulty 3. So that's gonna be all for now, and I will catch you guys later.